fellow babies, welcome to the 42 show, the very show that won the Edgar A. Poe Award for our live coverage of the assassination of Julius Caesar.
It's all a conspiracy, you know. He didn't actually was assassinated. He just had a seizure.
Yeah. Yeah. You just got to watch what you fall on, right? You know.
Talking about falling on swords, let's go to the Wheel of Doom. Boom.
Oh.
Doom, 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 doom.
I'm up. Well, look at that. And guess what? I am prepared. So TikTok is now hurtling toward what is perhaps its biggest threat yet in the U.S. So the House on Saturday passed the legislation, you know, the one with Ukraine's aid and everything in it as well, that could trigger a nationwide ban on TikTok if its Chinese owner does not sell the video app. The Senate could vote on the bill as soon as Tuesday. Well, so it's probably gone through at this point, and I grabbed this article just earlier this morning. We'll have to look by the end of the show. Lawmakers in the House advanced a similar bill last month. This effort is different for two reasons. It is attached to the sweeping aid bill, and that's being passed, and it addresses concerns for some members of the Senate by extending the deadline for TikTok to find a buyer. President Biden supports the effort. That means TikTok being forced to sell or face a possible ban is on the fast track now to becoming law. It would mark the first time ever the U.S. government has passed a law that could shut down an entire social media platform, setting the stage for what is expected to be a big legal battle. I don't know why that stumped me.
Words. Hey.
Yeah. And TikTok has condemned the bill as an unconstitutional attack against a hugely popular service.
Well, so just so you all know, we are actually taking donations right now. If you want us to buy TikTok, and we'll take over and we'll run it into the ground.
Yeah, exactly. We could probably kill it faster than Musk kills Twitter. So
we'll get him to help.
Yeah. So, you can pitch in at I sign over 50% of my income for the next 5 years. .theshills.org.
Hashtag on my Wally.
Hashtag Ferrari.
So on to more crazy news about California beaches who have see, I'm having trouble with words now already.
It's contagious, sorry.
They recently witnessed a unique natural phenomenon. Millions of fish have been spotted engaging in a mass orgy, accompanied by loud piercing noises. What do you think they're to go? Go, oh God, oh God, oh God. The event occurs during the full or new moon.
People that want to use fish sperm as a health product should have been there just collecting it up.
Just wallowing it.
It would have been free.
But the event occurs during a full or new moon and is specific mating behavior of this fish species known as the Californian grunion. Despite the fishy sex fest, scientists are concerned about the declining population of these fish. They must be doing it wrong. Not up the butt. Diana Porzio, a senior environmental scientist at the California Department of Fish Fetishism, highlighted the declining numbers, stating that although the findings show a decrease in the number of spawning Californian grunion across much of the Southern California range over the past decade, the numbers are decreasing and declining. But, don't worry. But citizen scientists have jumped in and played a crucial role in monitoring and protecting these fish. Knowing where the grunions are running has been helpful for finding eggs and tracking the human impact on them.
They fuck when they run?
Funny expression to call it running. I would never call it that. Just gentle walk. This is about enough I can do.
Isn't it called the grind, man?
the grunion grind. The Barry beach raking, which can harm the grunion nests, as observed. What are they doing? Making nests now? What are they like? They climb up cliff faces and stuff. What's going
trees?
On? Stupid fish.
Yeah.
But apparently, yeah, the beach raking could harm the grunion nest. Was observed in areas where the fish spawn. This information has been instrumental in implementing protective measures for the species. Maybe it's all the condoms that people keep throwing in the oceans. Getting wrapped up in the fish. I'm trying to impregnate you, but I can't because I'm inside this rubber jelly.
That could be very well be a situation that's going on.
Yeah.
Contraceptives are ruining life for nature. Right?
Yes.
But why do they have to roll around in the mud to get it on?
Well, it's just kinky, I suppose.
Can't they just do that while they're swimming? And like, are they tasty or something? What's the big deal here?
Tasty too.
I don't know. Yeah, who's eating them? Why,
Yeah.
So, protect the grunion, right? Protect the grunion. I don't know what from, but, protect it. These two dudes seem to be getting along right now, which is good. UK Prime Minister Sunak, is it, announced the country is going to increase defense spending to 2.5% of GDP by the end of the decade. He was making the announcement during a visit to Warsaw, where he also described a new pledge to send arms to Ukraine. He said the government's putting the UK's defense industry on war footing, which I believe was told to me is kind of like, we're gearing up and we're getting ready and we're really going to start amassing all the stuff it takes to blow shit up. Describing it as the biggest strengthening of the national defense for a generation. The announcement followed the UK pledging an additional $620 million in new military supplies for Ukraine, including long-range missiles, and 4 million rounds at a time when Ukraine is struggling to hold off the advancing Russian forces. So 4 million rounds, that they can do some good with that. And long-range stuff, that's the kind of thing that some nations shy away from a bit. It's like, oh, you can defend yourself, but you're not allowed to take out like an oil refinery in Russia. Well, why get out of my way? Let me do what I got to do here.
Well, it kind of depends on how long range the long range missiles are. It might be just enough to get to the other side of Ukraine, which again is still helpful, still useful to them. Oh yeah. Yeah. But I like the wording long range. So I'm hoping that's definitely a truth there. As
far as I understand, although I actually just closed the tab by mistake, this is all set to happen rapidly, not in a month. I had the actual information, but it's gone. What are you gonna do?
You heard it here first.
Yeah. So
I probably want to go and check somewhere else now.
Yeah, don't be so lazy and look it up for yourself. I'm sure you'll find it.
Oh dear.
I'm gonna have one of those.
Yes, across the world now to Milan, known for its rich culture and delicious gelato, is considering a controversial new law that could ban ice cream sales after midnight in an effort to preserve the tranquility of its residents.
What?
Yeah, the proposal filed by the city's local government aims to restrict takeaway food and drink, including pizza and gelato, in 12 districts across the city. The ban would be effective from midnight on weekdays and 1:30 a.m. on weekends and public holidays. Deputy Mayor Marco Granelli stated, the goal is to seek a balance between the socializing and entertainment, the peace and tranquility of residents. As the proposal primarily targets outdoor tables to clear the streets of noisy groups that disturb the local residents. The Italians are always disturbed anyway,
Yeah.
But don't worry, because you citizens have until early May to voice your opinion and suggest changes to the proposed law preventing people from having ice cream after midnight. What the hell do they put in it?
Yeah. I don't understand why it wouldn't be all the alcohol places first, because that's kind of what causes the problem.
I know, unless they've got 100% proof ice cream over there. I don't know, but
yeah.
But interestingly, this is the first time Milan has attempted to regulate late night gelato consumption. In 2013, then Mayor Giuliano Pisapia faced a public outcry, including a reported Occupy Gelato movement after proposing similar restrictions. He eventually backed up, stating, well, the people can eat ice cream day and night anywhere they like. I
mean, I find this kind of funny all the way around, because like wherever I've lived in Canada, you can't just have an open patio at midnight for ice cream. All the bylaws and all that stuff are like, no. During the week, you're not doing that. Go the fuck home.
It's a very European thing, is to have the night, like tables sprawled across the squares, late at night. But yeah, they'll stop selling the ice cream and pizza and stuff like that. But you
can still get a fifth of gin.
Yeah. Come on, they're Italians. They're not. Oh
morons. Yeah, right. Okay, two bottles of wine, with real corks.
Oh dear.
Wow, I just find it funny that I mean, it's up around here. It's always, you don't piss people off is kind of the first thing, and that sets the tone for the rules. So you're not going to be drunk on a patio at 12 midnight or whatever on a Tuesday evening. So now we have Idiot Watch. Yeah, it's him.
Hey.
So we'll cover a couple of things here in the Trump Watch. We really got to do a couple of the stingers up for these idiots.
Yes.
Yeah, so David Pecker, thank God that's his name. Thank you, God.
Pecker.
Yeah. He's doing his testifying right now. So if you don't know, he was editor-in-chief or whatever of the Inquirer in the run-up during the presidential bid when Trump won 2016. I think that was the year, right? So Pecker said that they came to a decision. Oh, man, you're going to have to carry it for 1 second. I know what my doorbell rang, and I have to get it. There's nothing I can do.
Okay. Well, I'm going to have to move on to a different story, because I'll tell you one thing about this story, which is quite interesting that I've heard, is because, Trump has been complaining about the fact that he's been given a gag order and he's been told to, be quiet about the whole case, which is kind of ironic considering the whole thing is about hush money.
Yeah. Okay, sorry, I had to do that. There was just no way around it, but somebody was supposed to be earlier, right? So what was going on there was Pecker was publishing purposely. They had a meeting with Trump's campaign manager, and the Inquirer was going to publish on purpose favorable stories about Trump and keep an eye out for people trying to sell stories that could hurt him so that they could go back to the campaign people and they would try to bury it, right? So they back before all this happened, they were the ones that paid some money to get a story about Playboy model Karen McDougal and her story of a sexual relationship with Trump in 2006 and 7. So it's funny how it comes around, But Pecker, thank you so much. Thank you, God. Pecker's actions helped Trump deceive voters in the 2016 election by burying stories of alleged extramarital affairs at a time when he already faced multiple accusations of sexual misbehavior. They've charged Trump here, this criminally falsifying business records and so on. And so it's kind of getting worse, right? So what there's a report here out of Washington where the arguments coming up now in Trump's long shot Supreme Court bid for this immunity thing is actually leaning towards the whole Richard Nixon situation. So Nixon avoided criminal charges from Watergate through a presidential pardon and set the standard sort of whether presidents can face lawsuits, right? So a closely divided Supreme Court back in 82 said Nixon couldn't be held liable for official actions because civil suits would be too distracting for a president and make him unnecessarily cautious when carrying out his responsibilities, which totally makes sense. But this stuff going at Trump is all in the run-up to the election at this point, and he's trying to get it thrown out by the Supreme Court because of presidential immunities and whatnot. But you weren't elected yet.
Yeah.
You know, I can't understand that it's even going to the Supreme Court, because to me, it just seems so obviously stupid. Right?
You'd think so.
You know, and if we check over here just for a couple of live updates out of CNN Politics, they're reporting on David Pecker. Thank you very much for that. Detailed the 2015 agreement with Trump and Michael Cohen. So, yeah, the head dude there, right? The magazine's catch and kill operations are central to the case, and prosecutors allege the hush money deal with Stormy Daniels there that Pecker helped broker. Oh, that's just so funny on so many levels. Was part of a larger conspiracy to influence the 2016 presidential election. And you got to remember, back when this was all going on, David Pecker and Trump were buddy, right? So also in court there, Judge Merchan had a heated exchange with Trump's lawyer over whether the former president should be fined for social media posts because, yeah, he screwed up this gag order thing, right? He was, where is it here? I think there have been some absolutely indefensible choices on the part of the United States Supreme Court that have effectively immunized Donald Trump, the one idiot says. But there was the damn site is updated since I highlighted what I wanted to point out there.
The news has moved so quickly.
Yeah, and I lost the part I was going for, but it looks like he's going to be in right crap for using his social media on Truth Social as his own little personal weapon again as well. So the man just can't be stopped. You know, don't blindly follow people. Open your eyes. Check out what's going on.
You see, the thing is, you know, if he can't keep his gob shut, why was he worried about Stormy Daniels talking anyway? Because you know, why spend all that money? You could have got, you know, might have done you some good.
Yeah, somebody should tell him, Ronald, you've got to keep your yap shut because every time you open it, you make this worse.
Goody. What we want.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it works. So, this is like science fiction, kind of almost scary sounding.
Yeah, no, if I read this story a completely different way, you'd say it's a plot to Alien. But yeah, the International Space Station crew has made a concerning discovery of a drug-resistant bacteria on board. The presence of a Entobacter bonganensis. Hang on, wasn't he in the Phantom Menace? Anyway,
he died early on. Yeah,
a bacteria associated with clinical infections like sepsis. The microgravity environment aboard the space station is believed to have contributed to the bacteria's survival and altered growth patterns compared to Earth. It's mutated. It's got bigger.
It's the start of Godzilla.
The ISS crew is puzzled about how the drug-resistant bacteria found its way onto the space station. It was obviously, you know, on someone's helmet. And a recent study isolated 13 strains of bacteria from the ISS and found them to be more resistant to drugs and medical interventions than their Earth counterparts. While the health impact of the discovery on the astronauts remains unclear, scientists view it as a cautionary warning. Yes, if these resilient bacteria were to return to Earth, they could pose a significant threat, potentially leading to drug-resistant infections.
If they want to come down and take over, I'll surrender. I mean, you know.
Maybe we should nuke them while they're up in orbit. Concerns are growing about the potential risks associated with the return Martian samples to Earth too. So, with plans underway to collect and analyze Martian rock minerals, experts warn of the possibility of introducing unknown microbes and organisms to our planet. Yeah, I agree with this one totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go to Mars and study them there.
Don't come
bring them back here.
Yeah. Don't even bother coming back. You just make it we only sell one-way tickets to the red planet, people.
It's a quarantine zone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Make a great leper colony, I
got better.
That's funny. Let's see here. Should I? Yeah, probably. Okay. And we'll do another one. We'll do Squatch.
Hey, before you do that, you got a super chat.
Oh, yes. Here. Get out of my face, Elon. You're here too much anyway. So Crazy Cat 1 comes in with a super chat here, and it's Pecker picked a pickled Pecker pepper. Pecker paid a prostitute to hush about Trump's pickled pepper. Got Pecker in a pickled Pecker. I almost got it right. Damn it.
It's good enough.
Oh, it's just going all like, that reading thing I have sometimes. That was a really tough one. Okay, so
bring back the idiot.
Here we go. Tesla's stock is literally in what they call no man's land right now, because we just recently reported, you remember, where every Cybertruck now has to be on a recall. That was a really, really not good thing for Musk and the team over there. There's some Chinese EVs that are coming over and really sparking some price wars, and they have the kind of equipment that makes it so Tesla doesn't really stand out as this really cool car as much anymore. There's also really less interest right now in the purchase of EVs. EVs across the board in North America are down in sales. I'm not sure about other regions, but I know for sure it is, right? So,
well, the funny thing is about the Chinese EVs is their quality control probably matches Tesla to a T.
I bet it's far superior, to be honest, because Tesla's quality control, like the dash gaps are different on different sides, and the panel gaps in the metal aren't the best. Like, he never really brought that to a point where it could have been better, right? But one of the things that I hate them, the stock market teams around the world and whatnot. I'm no fan of any of that crap, unless it was honest and back to basics, where you bought a company just because you thought the company would grow and be good, not because you're going to short them and do all this other monkey crap. But the stock market's very concerned because instead of going towards cheaper vehicles, Tesla have laid out this plan where their big saving grace is going to be a fully autonomous taxi that they're going to start releasing. And funny end to that story is the province of British Columbia, Canada, has just outlawed all completely autonomous vehicles at this point, because there's just no way that we're ready for that. So
as soon as Tesla finished their sentence, British Columbia said no.
3 drunk politicians got together and said, "Fuck that."
It's funny because I've got some beef stock cubes in my kitchen cupboard that are probably worth more than Tesla stock. Maybe I should make them go public.
Yeah. Yeah, but we never miss a moment to pick on Elon if we can.
No,
so there you go.
Elon. No, needs a little phase.
Yeah.
Talking of snakes, hospital staff in Queensland's Wide Bay region are urging snake bite victims to stop bringing snakes to emergency departments for identification, emphasizing the risks involved in such actions. Doctors at Bundaberg Hospital recently encountered a potentially dangerous situation when a patient brought in a small eastern brown snake in a plastic food container. The incident has prompted the hospital's director of emergency medicine, Dr. Adam Michael, to issue a warning against interacting with snakes. He says, "Wow, we honestly don't want people to interacting with snakes any more than they already have." It seems they got bitten by them, I suppose. But Dr. Michael stated he emphasized that attempting to catch, kill, or photograph snakes can endanger both individuals and medical staff. I don't know what the photographing snakes has got to do with the medical staff. Oh, I got a scarf, right?
Yeah. Everyone's standing around with their phones.
No, it's supposed to be a snake, not a trouser snake. So stop saying the next. Dr. Michael stressed that the presence of live snakes in the emergency department hinders the quick assessment and treatment of snake bite victims.
So what's going on here? Are people bringing them in so they can say this is the breed that bit me because they don't know?
Yeah. Oh, here it is. It's in my trouser pocket. But snake catcher Jonas Murphy, who has relocated several snakes from the Bundaberg Hospital, echoed the concerns, emphasizing the risks of escaping snakes in hospital settings. I can just say, who's going to get these motherfucking snakes up this fucking hospital?
Anybody got a mongoose?
But Dr. Michael emphasized the importance of proper first aid for snake bites, advising victims to apply firm pressure, immobilization bandages, and to stay calm.
Sounds like an after-hours club.
Yeah, to minimize the risk of venomous spread. Can you imagine? I've been bitten by the snake. Okay, stay calm. I've been bitten by a snake, you bastard. Oh, yeah, stay calm.
I got it in my pocket. Look at this guy.
Is
Is that a cobra? Is that,
But it is kind of funny though, because it's not like you go off to the VD clinic with the dragging the prostitute that gave you the clap.
Exactly. Yeah.
So,
Here,
this is identify it. Yeah, this is what
I stole her panties here. It's just... shout out here. Demetrius Ziganovas has thrown in a direct donation here. What would happen if you splash holy water on Mr. Orange? I think his inner donkey would come out at that point. Does that joke have two levels? Isn't it the donkey that's the other party? Or oh god, I can never remember. Rhinos and donkeys and
last time I was at a party there was a donkey there. I don't want to go into that.
yeah. That Tom Hanks movie. The wildlife. No, I can't. It doesn't matter.
Bachelor
Whatever.
party.
Bachelor party. Yeah. Okay. Where am I going here?
Bachelor Party, a 1980s movie. Yeah, top current news here.
Yeah,
nothing but the best.
Exactly. We keep you in the loop. So, Kremlin-backed hackers have been exploiting a critical Microsoft vulnerability for 4 years in attacks that targeted a vast array of organizations with a previously undocumented tool. Sorry about that. The software maker disclosed this on Monday. Microsoft patched the vulnerability in October 22nd, at least 2 years after it came under attack by the Russian hackers. The company made no mention that it was under active exploitation. As of publication of the article I'm reading now, the company's advisory still made no mention of the in-the-wild targeting. Windows users frequently prioritize the installation of patches based on whether a vulnerability is likely to be exploited in the real world. And Windows users there is very much like corporate and business, right? So there's so many data breaches and whatnot these days. People are getting access to our information more and more and easier and easier. And by people, I mean nefarious asshats, right? And here you read a an article where this is affecting government systems and big corporations. So imagine how much effort they're actually putting into your consumer operating system. And the internet's only getting more and more dangerous because more of these exploits keep getting found. For one, I know there's a fix to this. What's going to happen is Microsoft, Apple, and so on have to stop constantly trying to one up each other with the new feature and start just going over the damn code and sealing it down. That's what has to happen, right? But then you don't have any selling points. But that's what we all need. So
isn't that a good selling point?
I don't think it's enough for consumers because they always want the new bling.
I don't know. I remember there was a version of OS 10 came out. And they basically said, "Oh, we haven't done a thing. We just made it better."
Yeah, Snow Leopard.
It's exactly the same as before. It's just better coded. Everything's all nice and tight now. Yeah.
And Apple fanboys cheered it because it's a great idea, and Microsoft fanboys just derided it and said, you guys are morons." No, it made everything snappier, faster, better. That's what we actually want. I don't want you to move the damn button to a new place so I have to relearn muscle memory and stuff. Stop it. Just make it better. Anyway, rant.
Yeah. Wasn't Snow Leopard one of the last ones you actually had to buy? Everything after that was just basically, it's a free download.
Yeah, maybe. Or just after. Maybe Lion.
It wasn't far off, was it?
Yeah.
Funny.
Anyway.
Amazing days.
Why did this man dress his child like a moron?
Yes, a 9-year-old boy, a British boy, in fact, has clinched the title of International Seagull Screeching Champion, impressing judges with his uncanny imitation of the bird's distinctive calls. Cooper Wallace from Derbyshire, known as Seagull Boy, outperformed dozens of competitors at the European Gull Screeching Championships at La Panne in Belgium, with a remarkable score of 92 out of 100 points. Cooper secured victory with both the youth and adult categories. Oh, he won all across the board. Do you know why he won? He got the highest score.
Yeah, I was going to say because the judges were so embarrassed for him because his father brought him into this. It's just
you ruined my perfectly good joke. Anyway, he was inspired to master his seagull impersonation after being nipped by a bird while enjoying a tuna sandwich at the beach. He got bit by a seagull, and that's what turned him into Seagull Boy. So it happens to superheroes
around seagulls. That's crazy.
That's what happens. That's what happens to superheroes. You get bit by it, and then you turn into one, don't you? But the family learned about the European competition from a fellow visitor at a soft play centre and decided to participate in the 4th annual Mjolnir or Girl Screams competition. The competitors in the contest are judged based on their screeching ability, which accounts for 75% of the score, and their performance, which makes up the remaining 25%. They are instructed to screech and behave as a seagull and are evaluated on aspects like timbre, rhythm, and variation of their calls.
So it's not enough that you have to go there and sound like an idiot in front of a bunch of people, but you have to look like one too? Just, what the fuck?
If you think about it, we'd win. Hands down. If that's the only qualifications needed, sign me up. You have to sound like an idiot and look like an idiot. We got that in the bag.
Yeah, why didn't they just give us the award?
How do you think I got my fucking Emmy?
Dressed as a robin.
Yeah, it wasn't for visual effects. It was just for the best costume of the day.
Yeah. Look at the plumage. Oh, that's funny. So here's one here I wanted to bring up as well. That's the what do they call it? The Meta Quest, right? Meta Quest. That's Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg, right? Their reality headset, the virtual reality thing, right? But they have just changed the game as it pertains to possibly augmented reality, but virtual reality for sure. Because they have opened the Quest's operating system to allow third-party companies to build their own. So look at it this way. Apple makes the operating system and the software and everything and sells its own product. But Microsoft makes Windows and just licenses it out to whoever wants to make computers. And that's why there's so many Windows boxes out there. Well, that's what Meta's going for here. They're trying to be a de facto standard by being the first one to have multiple manufacturers behind it. And this could be a big deal if it plays out the way Meta wants, because when you get dominance in operating system across multiple hardware devices, what you end up with is a huge quantity of developers that want to go on your platform.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, what's interesting about that is almost they don't even have to care about the quality, because when Apple's closed down and made sure that no one else could build Apple computers and no one else did their software, the quality got increased and they got rid of a lot of junk. This is kind of like taking the opposite stance of that and just dominate the market, like VHS did with Betamax. It's just like if you dominate the market, you become the winner.
But Meta could get around some of that effect if they have enough clauses in the license that say, your hardware is going to have to be up to spec. You can't have slow processors and crappy cameras and making us all look like idiots. So it'll be neat to see how this plays out, because that's the important point.
Well, the other thing is, they could dominate the market and then close up the, the restrictions later and get it all back to themselves.
Yeah, that's true too.
Go a bit Darth Vader and change the rules.
Yeah. The Voodoo cards, the Voodoo video cards from back in the late 90s, that company did exactly that. But when they took it back and had no other companies building the cards, everything crumbled.
Oops.
Yeah. So, careful what you wish for. Look at this. We're coming in right on the time here, right on the wire.
Oh.
So, yeah.
So 15 seconds. Say something really important.
11.
NAFO truck.
10. 9. Yeah, we've got a NAFO truck fundraiser going on right now. We'll get the link in the... it's already pinned in the top. We're partnered up with the Portuguese battalion of the NAFO 69th Sniffing Brigade, so please give us a hand with that, everybody. And with that, we've got our thanks to the team and everything in the credits. Later, everybody.
Bye-bye.
And a big shout out to the team in the background here. Everybody that helps us out to the point of insanity. You have no idea, people. CF Beauty runs the team. She's on the live chat there with you. BME, PJ CNET, Crazy Cat, Shayna Caldwell, and the Kraut. And we got Yenna from Project Constantine in as well. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah, and thanks everybody for all those lovely super chats, donations, and becoming members and all that sort of stuff. Because that, that little bit of financial help, goes a long way to help things going around here. But don't forget to share this out on all your social media platforms. Share it wherever you can. In fact, why don't you go to the European competition as the horn, scrawn and goal screams and just shout, the Shells, water pretty boy. Why don't you just do that? And, until then, we'll come back and see us on Thursday for some more of the news.
Great idea. Get naked, fellow babies, and enjoy it.
Stay chilly, like a slippery eel.